Working for you, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, how are you?
I'm well, thanks.
Yeah, I just a suggestion that just came to my mind as you were talking about the meat and the market. Our forefathers' parents is what brought us up to the market, vendoring to the market. What I'm saying is that there is an abattoir that deals with the butchering of the meat and deboning of the meat. What about if we enhance the abattoir to deal with all processing of meat instead of using the market, and we can just use the market for vegetables and other provisions and so forth. Instead of using the market for butchering, we could just enhance the abattoir, because anybody want meat right now mostly go to the abattoir even to butcher the animals. So you could go to the abattoir, butcher your animals, and even buy the meat, buy the processed meat, whatever you want at the abattoir. And if you want just vegetables and food stuff, you just go at the market. That was just my input. Wanted to know how the young gentleman there will think about it. Have a blessed day.
Thank you, caller. Again, to say to my earlier caller, this is a different view again about the future. Here, this person is suggesting that the present market should only accommodate crops. So this is what we're saying, that it's active discussion stage, and you're going to be fielded with a different set of ideas. So I welcome that. Just to say that the abattoir really, as is now, is intended for slaughter, and the market is intended for sale. That is the difference. Now, I'll say to you though, as I just kind of hinted earlier, that the market is not the only entity that is due for upgrade. So too is the abattoir. I mean, if you're equally familiar with the abattoir, you can raise issues that we need to upgrade. I would say to you that we in the department, we're not thinking upgrade as much as we're thinking new. Because even more than the market, we think that the upgrades that are needed for the abattoir are so much. We have basically sort of like outgrown the abattoir. And so we think that if you're going to put down a modern facility, that maybe we shouldn't even locate it there.
Sure.
So a lot of these things, I mean, agriculture generally laps in a bit in terms of 21st century technology. So we could find lots of space for upgrade in field agriculture, in the market, in the abattoir. And yes, I mean, there's nothing to skirt, there's nothing to move away from. These things, they're not the most modern. There's no secret about these things. Sure. There's room for much improvement. You just have to decide, is it best to improve on them there, or is it better to start afresh?
So, Mr. James, we are almost out of time. We only have a few minutes left, and we cannot take any more callers. I'm sorry, but I'm going to ask you, Mr. James, before we go, can you give us your vision for the Department of Agriculture in the short, medium, and the long term?
Yes, very quickly, I'll see how I could just make some comments that encapsulates my own vision. Of course, anything that I say must take into consideration the overall mission statement of the federal government. High level of productivity, client-focused service to the sector, be able to transform it as a way of improving the economy and diversifying our sector and so on. So that is found, you could find the general mission statement in maybe on the agricultural website, in the estimates and normal government portals. For me, as the director, I want to take from that what some people refer to as the low-hanging fruits. Usually people like to talk about massive projects to transform agriculture. But for me, I see for now and in the future, what we need to do is to be able to increase our productivity and our market penetration, firstly through greater efficiency. I want to emphasize efficiency. Secondly, too, I would like to see us being able to bring more of the younger generation, the technological generation into agriculture. A lot of the things we aim for, if we have that kind of input, we would be able to do it with less reliance on government. You know, sometimes we depend heavily on input from government, and a lot of time is because too much of the old kind of thinking, you know. So if we can get the younger IT with the hydroponics, with the drone technology and what have you. We also need some more dialogue, and with farmer to farmer, with the people in the market, with the agro-processors. If we're able to do that, then we'll be able to make some more progress. So for me, I would like to be able to increase the dialogue, especially with the persons, the purchasers. I would want to be able to help to bring younger and more technologically inclined persons into the sector, and then therefore with that we'll be able to achieve greater output in a more efficient way. We wouldn't have to be using a lot of money, a lot of resources, a lot of technology, but we'll be able to get more out of less. And therefore, a lot of the problems that we encounter right now, problems with dogs, problem with low productivity, problems with inability to penetrate markets, a lot of those little things can be advanced. And I think in the next 2-3 years, I'm hoping that I'll be able to address those. And then when it comes to a point where massive sums of capital is injected, we'll be able to use them more efficiently. Where we have maybe by then big foreign investment firms are ready to come into agriculture, then we would have set a good pattern, we would have begun a kind of path that our people could easily compete and be successful. Really and truly, agriculture is so important. Although we can't talk all about it now, it's so important, and we really need to be able to have more national dialogue about agriculture so that we could set it in the right context, we could get it in the budget more, and that we could really be able to be more sustaining and depend less on other factors and more on agriculture.
Okay, there we have had it. We've had the Director of Agriculture, the Department of Agriculture, Mr. Melvin James, on our program today, talking about such an important aspect of our development, agriculture. Mr. James, I want to thank you so much for being on our program today, and we look forward to seeing you at some other time. I know you have a lot to talk about. You have been listening to Working for You. I want to thank all the callers, all of you who continue to listen each week to this program. We appreciate you very much. I am Lesroy Williams, your host. Have a good afternoon.
Working for You. A weekly talk radio program which highlights developments of national interest and the activities of your St. Kitts Nevis government. Join host Lesroy Williams as he presents news, views, reports, and interviews about everything regarding the activities of the Team Unity government and the building of our communities and the development of St. Kitts Nevis. Tune in and call in to interact with your government and share your views regarding the upward forward development of your community and our beautiful Twin Island Federation. station. Working for you ears weekly, every Wednesday live from 1:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. on ZIZ Radio, Win FM, and Sugar City FM with rebroadcast on participating stations. Working for you.